Well, we've had worse days. We have had worse days, and not that long ago, actually. These people are gonna let me out. There we go. Just on my way home. By home, I mean Ontario. It is, man, it's 10:15. I'm not gonna be home till 2:30, but I did purchase some Red Bull, so I think I'll be all right. And a pulp, so that's extra Red Bull. I do want to go home tonight. As I said, the drive is going to be a lot easier after the night we had, but I wanted to make sure that I'm home. I'm going to surprise Amy. She doesn't think I'm coming home till tomorrow. I stopped and bought her she loves the smoothie place too, Pulp. It's good stuff. And you can't get anything like that in Ontario. It's just one of those things you can't get there. And I bought her after the 6th race, because I knew I was going to blast out of here right after the 10th. After the 6th race, I snuck out, went down to Walmart and bought one of these, must be like a knockoff Yeti cooler thing, and went over to the Pulp and had them fill it up with the smoothie she likes. So we'll see how long it stays good for. Who knows? So yeah, great night tonight. Started the night off with Coop. Fractions were a bit hot. But she's a funny mare to drive. Like, it's not like, if I could have got up there 29 seconds, I probably could have got her over the half in a minute. But because I had to work to get there, you can't really stop Coop up and then start her back up. You know, she touches a knee, she gets out of gear. You kind of just got to let her find her footing. It's kind of like a thoroughbred finding the right lane on the track, so to speak, with Coop. She hits that right gear where she feels comfortable, just leave her alone. That doesn't mean you just blast her along, but I thought if I throttled her back, I would have trouble getting her started back up. I was thinking 28-2, maybe 58-1, 58 flat, 57-2 popped up, and as I was approaching the teletimer, I knew. I said, it's a little salty, a little tight, a little hot. 57-2 popped up, and I said, oh dear Lord. We started into the backstretch, and she still felt pretty good. 126-2, I'm like, Horse in behind me still breathing down my neck. Geez, I don't know what's going to take place here in a second. He moved over, and Coop, she just has a hood on. No earplugs. Then she fought right to the wire. And was a winner. I thought she raced great. Raced very, very good. A valiant effort in with okay horses. It's hard to gauge the maiden type series, right? Some of them are really good. Some of them are so-so. Some of them are okay, but that's the whole division this time of year. The real good ones are going to race in the Sire Stakes, and everybody else is going to duke it out in the Buckeye. And I think that mile right there speaks to where she can be. Now, it was not perfect. I still thought she pulled up a little pinchy right front and knuckled over a lot. And I'd asked Jason when we Baycoxed her last, he said 2 weeks ago, might have to come back again with some EPM medication for her. Maybe switch it to a different brand like Marquis. It's a little more expensive, but I think if anything else, she probably deserved it and paid for it, quite frankly, with her race tonight. Had the vet go over her again. Maybe her stifles are a little weak. Maybe they need to be iodined. Dr. Latessa likes to iodine the stifle cords quite a bit over here. Maybe they need to be done. But I'll leave that all up to Jason. Obviously, Jason and Dr. Latessa will go all over Coupe de Ville. Well, we'll go all over all of them tomorrow, but definitely Coupe de Ville. Something in the right front still. Now, this is Jason. I talked to Jason a little bit after. I said, here, usually when you get horses that touch their hind shins up on their jacks and their knees, flip-flops can help with their feet, but sometimes can draw them into those areas also. So if the back of her foot, the bulbs, the heel of her foot is what's sore on her foot, I think we can almost switch her to the same shoes that we have on Smoking Hot Irish Girl and Mopar Baby and a couple of the other horses here and in Ontario. And it's just a mushroom bar, and it gives them, they can grab the track a little bit more. And with that bar on, we can maybe even tip that right front of Coop's out a little bit, so as to maybe keep her out of that knee. Now, that's all hypothetical at this point. First things first, what does the vet find in her hind end? What does he find in her right front? How does he want to address those? And if it is her foot, if a little bit of that soreness is coming from her right front foot, Where is that soreness located? If it's located in the hindquarters of the hoof itself, I believe that mushroom bar will probably help. But Jason and I talked about this. He'll convey this to the veterinarian tomorrow, and we'll see where we go from here with in regards to Coupe de Ville. Now, I went out with Mo Power Baby. I don't want to be leaving with Mo Power Baby. I like the fact that she's actually being behaved. I think the hobbles were a little bit tight, which is so weird because she always used to wear them tight, but I think they can go out a little bit. I think she will head to Indiana now. What she becomes from here is up to her. She has the tools. The fact that she's not hot and crazy right now is good. You know, is she going to get over that track well? Is she going to behave well? I don't know. But she's ready to go right now. You might have said, well, 59 apiece. She wasn't that impressive. I knew the two were long gone. What was I going to do? Just start her up 3 wide in the middle of the turn? No, I kept her right tight to Hunter's helmet. Actually, a little too tight, if you ask Hunter. You could see him turn around in the last turn. She's right over his shoulder. But she was behaved. Moved over 3 deep. She finished off her work, finished up third. I was happy with her. Smoking Hot Irish Girl. Her liver count was a little high last week. She had some issues in her blood we're dealing with. Still on that right line. She's such a weird steering filly. It's frustrating to race her sometimes. She did this last year. Get on a line from time to time. Then you put some stuff on the inside. You go the other way and get on the left line on you. It's very, very difficult filly to hang up in that regard. So again, Dr. Latessa, go over the filly. Tell me what you think. Is there any areas we can work on? I think that was not a great effort from her tonight, but you could tell she did what she could do tonight. And I think there's a lot more in there. It's just going to take time. We're just going to have to continue to chip away. There's a couple of you messaged me after Coupe de Ville's first race and said, hey, kind of a lackluster outing. And I said, no, baby steps, right? I had a conversation with Johnny tonight about it. I sent him a just a snapshot of the conversation we had. I said, just relax. It's going to take time. That was nowhere near the best effort from Coupe de Ville. There was lots more in there. I'm not meaning tonight. Yeah, she was tired when she got to the wire, but working on these areas I just spoke about, and then allowing her to behave. She's not hot at the gate. She follows well. That's important. It's important. So work on those 3 things. Then we went out on the track with What a Mission. We all know that What a Mission is fractious, to say the least. We let his hobbles out a bit. You just bring him into the gate. He'll get better at that. But as I was coming into the gate, the 7 horse was on the run and on the right line and leaning into me. I was interfered with behind the gate. And I called the judges. If you watch the race, I pull up to the starting gate after and I said, hey, I'm literally saying, hey, you screwed up, you missed something, and I didn't mean it like that, because the guys do a good job. I just said, hey, could you have them look at the start there, around the turn, when Jason Thompson made a break, he was running in, it kind of jostled me, and it would be unfair to make this horse qualify. Anyway, they leave him up, I come right back to the paddock, and I go upstairs, call the judges, and I said, could you guys have a look? They said, yeah, we couldn't see anything. I said, guys, you can ask Jason Thompson. They said, you want to call him to the paddock? Just ask Jason Thompson. He was on the run, crowding me, and as soon as I checked that colt, and he's a baby. He's a little goofy to begin with, but it doesn't take a whole lot to jostle him, and that was more than enough, and he really was interfered with, and I wouldn't come up here and bother you otherwise. It's not going to matter. I can race him in the Buckeye, break or no break. They said, we'll have another look. So when I was leaving the paddock, Jason Thompson was coming in. I said, hey, he goes, I'm sorry about that. He said, geez, I crowded you. And I said, yeah. I said, could you do me a favor? Could you go up and call the judges? I said, obviously, he didn't do anything wrong, and there's nothing you could do. It's just the way it worked out. But, they're not going to give him an IX, I don't think. And he goes, I was in your position. I said, yeah, I know. So I saw Jason going up the stairs, and when I was leaving, I heard them announce that the number 7 horse had to requalify, but they didn't announce that What a Mission had to requalify. Now, hopefully, they between Jason Thompson's discussion with them and reviewing the film, hopefully they give him an IX, because, as I said to them, it's just unfair for a horse like him to have to requalify for that. It won't be his last break, don't worry. But I'll tell you what, after he made a break, he caught up, He sat and around the 3/8 pole. He just cooled out. I couldn't tell whether he was out of soap or whether he was, just finally settled down the backstretch. He's third over. He feels like he's got some pop left in him, but the last thing I want to do is move the poor little bugger 3 wide. And as we start to kind of jam up, getting into the last turn, I said, okay, I'll give you a chance. And I just went to edge him off cover, and he just ducked his head. And you could feel him wanting to come forward, and I just moved him over, and you guys saw the rest. I mean, that was a great race from that horse. And as I said, it doesn't take a lot for him to tip over. We know that. And this won't be his last mistake. But when he puts it all together, he does have talent. Like, that was a good mile from a very green trotter to show the poise that he had to catch up, settle, kind of catch your breath, and then move and trot as hard as you could to the wire and understand what your job is. Because you guys know, What a Mission's never really been near the front. He's been on the run or crazy or, he's never really been in a situation to hunt someone down and win a race. He showed a lot of character tonight. I was very proud of him. And as I talked about all the horses at Northfield, what about Yo Mister? It's always tough to spend a lot of money on a horse. It hasn't worked out with JK Victory yet. Right? And you will always get those happen sometimes. But every so often you get a Looks Like Money. And I will compare the two of them just yet, because Looks Like Money got to come to Mohawk and got a little different start to his 4-year-old season, right? Yo Mister, another horse, showed a lot of character today. Not only did he get up and win, but drove away at the wire. And I just assumed he was the best horse in the division. As I'm watching the replay, I said, 2-5? Aren't we supposed to be 2-5? We weren't the favorites. Horse raced good. Got shoved in the 2-hole, got jammed up. Guy tried to get away on him in the last turn. Almost did. Yo Mister showed a lot of pop to get him on the end. And, man, he's turned into a nice trotter. We've been very, very fortunate with some of the purchases we've made. And Yo Mister, make no mistake, is one of them. So, but as I said, as we just said, there's two sides to that coin. And, I'm sure things will come around with JK Victory. It's just not going the way we wanted at the start. But there's still speed there. There's still a nice horse there. And I think he still has lots to offer. So, a great night tonight. A great afternoon. I guess he raced tonight too. A great night tonight for the stable. I think we had 3 wins, a third, and an okay 5th. Pretty good night. We've had much worse, as I started this video with. So I'm on my way home now. I'm going to get home at 2:30, maybe 2:15 if I'm lucky. It is Amy's birthday tomorrow. I had ordered her boots. And they came in the wrong size, and I sent them back. Blundstone. She loves these Blundstones. And the lady was so nice at Blundstone at the warehouse, sent them back, and she said, yeah, ladies 5, they sent us a 6, but an Australian 6, because Blundstone is a US Australian company. And we said, wrong color, wrong boots. I sent them back. She said, no problem. We'll send you out. Ooh, Jesus. That guy smashed his car up. Lord. Jeepers. We'll send it out. She goes, a 6 in US is a 3.5 in Australian. I don't think it is. I just got the boots this afternoon. I think they're too small. I think they're a 5. Anyway, she was nice about it. I sent her an email. If they don't fit Amy, which I don't think they're going to. If they don't fit Amy, I'm going to have to bring these ones back to the U.S. with me again. Send them back to Blundstone again and get the proper size. But hey, the thought was there. Anyway, so she's going to end up with a pulp and some boots that don't fit. Maybe a pulp that's melted. We're going to go to dinner tomorrow night, and I'm as excited as I am about tonight. I'm still really excited about Brace for Landing, qualifying Crantini, schooling. Crantini always gives me the little willies sometimes, is he going to ruin my day? Are you going to ruin my day, or are you going to do it well again? Amy said he's had a good week. She jogged him today. Said he jogged well. Carter Michael Dio was qualifying. Just, it's a cool time of year. So we got some horses out. In Kentucky. Monday, I don't know what we're going to do for a driver on Per Lucky for Monday. Scott Zeron, I talked to him earlier this afternoon. He's going to drive Tailgate Buzz on Sunday, and he said the next 3 Mondays, 2 or 3 Mondays, 2 for sure Mondays, he's going to be in Oak Grove also. So that's a relief. That's good. Eric Padlin is going to be going down on Monday morning now. He is going to race Per Lucky. Actually, maybe he can drive Per Lucky. We'll see. The gray horse, I was mistaken, did not race last week. Raced on the 4th. Probably should have not put her in Monday. Should have waited a week. That's on me. We're going to jog her tomorrow, draw her blood, train her a little bit Friday morning. And I should probably maybe draw her blood again, her AST anyway, and send her down to Kentucky. If there's any residual tie-up or any issues, she may be scratched on Monday. Otherwise, she will be racing. So is she going to be her best out of the 7-hole off 2.5 weeks? And Tim Lane was honest with me and said, no, she's just been turned out. Thank you for that. So she's just been turned out for the last week and a half or so. So not ideal. Not ideal, but I guess it's the same old adage. We'll play the hand we're dealt, so to speak, with a speed trap. Not cool. Anyway, hope you guys had a great night. It was a great night for us, and hopefully we'll have a wonderful end to the